should not be looking down, looking left, looking right, up, down, you're all around. You know that I'm falling for you. Oh baby, I'm falling for you.
So what is going on, guys? It's your boy Gary J Gaming here, and we are coming back for another episode of Gary Time, number 4, I believe. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. So, we'll get the War Thunder stuff out of the way first. So the latest update is looking to be very interesting because it's got a whole bunch of higher ranked vehicles, and like last update there was a very big emphasis on like these sort of breakout, the first of the third generation MBTs, that kind of thing. And now it just sort of looks really mix and match. Like the Germans are anticipating their Leopard very much. The Russians are waiting for the T-80. The Americans are in fact waiting for a tank, the M1A1 or maybe the M1IP. You know, at this point anything goes. You could literally add any vehicle from this time period. I'm personally holding out for the Bradley and the T-72 because, I mean, to me, growing up, I'd always liked the T-72 as a tank. I'd never much heard of the T-80 or the T-64s and all those kinds of vehicles. My main vehicles, like growing up, that I liked that were Russian or of Soviet origin were in fact the T-80, fucking T-80. The T-72 models always looked really cool because they were simple, cheap, and, you know, well operated. And then, of course, the T-72 led into the T-90 series of tanks, and I've always been a big fan of the T-90, so, you know, it really interests me that we haven't got a single variant of the T-72 in the game yet. Now, a lot of people would consider the T-72 to be inferior to the T-64, and by extension the T-80, however, to me at least, War Thunder apparently now has no problem introducing inferior versions of vehicles, as you can see with the XM803, so to me, I feel like we should have the T-72. In fact, if you want a good way to balance the T-72 against the T-64, give the T-72 access to better ammunition. Like, you know, the T-72 might not be able to go as fast, and it might have, like, the early versions literally have steel armor, you know, even if they're not as advanced in that regard. You know, balance it out by giving them access to better APFS-DS ammunition. I think it's pretty simple, but, you know, I digress. You know, I'm just kind of annoyed that one of my favourite Russian tanks isn't in the game yet, considering how iconic and widespread this vehicle was. Like, every country that has not received Western tanks in some regard or another has received the T-72. Yeah, like, my country of Australia has a few in museums. So, I don't know, it's just interesting that they haven't even considered introducing it yet. I mean, do they really think it was that dog shit? Because the reality of it is, it's not that bad. I know for a fact that the T-72s we fought in Iraq were very much downgraded models of the actual tank. The proper production T-72s were very, like, upgraded, and, you know, some of them have well over 1,000 millimeters of armor on the front of them, like, the equivalency, so I don't know, I just find that kind of thing interesting, so, yeah, I know. Actually, that can be the question of this week's Gary Time episode. So what's your favourite tank? This will be a good one. So I don't really care if it's whatever. I don't care if it's a fucking AV-1 from the First World War, or, you know, if your favourite tank was the Covenanter, the British cruiser tank. I don't mind. Just let me know what your favourite tank is. I don't think it's really hard for you to figure out what my favourite tank is, but, you know, all these things kind of matter. Not really. But I'm interested to find out, you know, what your favourite vehicle is, and I've probably heard of it before, but, you know, regardless, just let me know. Other than that, there's not really much that's been going on lately. I mean, I saw the Battlefield 5 trailer, saw all the other YouTubers react to it, and honestly, I'm so fed up with trying to, you know, see games that are even somewhat historically accurate. There is some good news, though. Relatively soon, Far Cry 5 will be releasing its, the part of the update. Part of the reason for getting Gold Edition Far Cry 5 is that you get to replay Far Cry 3's campaign, you know, remastered, which to me is awesome, and I'm definitely going to be uploading that on the channel because I loved the shit out of Far Cry 3. That game was fucking awesome to me, and yeah, so I hope to share some of that with you guys as well. Honestly, I don't really think there's much else in the gaming world. Oh, there's a game trailer that I saw lately. I'm not sure if it's for console or not, but it's called World War 3. This came out like the day I recorded this, and I'm not sure, that might be pretty good, but other than that, honestly, every game that has come out lately has really disappointed me, so I'm not really too keen for whatever the new Battlefield game is. Like, I never bought Battlefield 4 or Hardline or 1. Like, I haven't played a Battlefield game since 3. Played a bit of 4 maybe at a friend's house, but other than that, just not really worth it in my opinion, so yeah. And aside from the usual spiel of gaming and working, there is absolutely nothing else happening in my life because I'm a boring person. So, yeah, that is all for today, guys. It's been your boy Garage Gaming, and I hope to catch you all next time. And then you get to watch this Object 120 get absolutely schooled. But yeah, cheers.